Alright, we're live. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's very impromptu and probably very short stream. I've been out for a while, I've been very busy, but I wanted to get something done today. So let me make sure everything is set up correctly. So the basics of this effect will be, I don't know, scatter a ton of points, scatter like a plane going up and down on it, make it so that there'll be like a gradient that slows down when it gets to the middle to kind of form the shape. It'll be interesting, but let's make sure it'll work first. It will work. I just want to make sure that looks good. So I'm thinking a plane about this wide. Let me move my microphone up a little bit. See, there we go. Yeah, that seems to be good. This is going to be short, simple, and hopefully extremely fast, because a lot has been happening behind the scenes. Yes, let's just distribute a ton of points. Let's make it a Poisson disc. Distance minimum 0.1. I kind of want them to have a somewhat even distance, but who knows? Maybe just regular distribution will be okay. Yeah, let's go and bring in the plane and then just go an instance on points. Bring that in, plug that into here. I think that's good. I'm wondering if I should realize the instances to make it even faster. But hey, let's get the work in progress part done, and then if it looks good, we can go and work on the other part. Okay, let's go and use just the UV map, separate X, Y, Z, so that we can get that. Ah, good. EV shaders do not need to compile. That's good. It's been a while since I've been in 5.0. Which I hope you all enjoyed, the geometry attribute constraints. I even forgot the name of the constraint that I made. Though, to be fair, it did go through a couple name changes. Yes, the geometry attribute constraints. It's now in Blender 5.0. I hope you enjoyed the little mini overview of that. I wanted to make that a little bit longer, but I straight up did not have time. Time is my enemy this time around, or recently. Yeah, let's go and get a color ramp. I just want to check, because I want this to be a very cool and dynamic effect. I have my plans to make it special, but I just want to get a little... Let's make this blended. And hopefully it won't lag with as many instances as I plan. So let's do emission, let's do transparent, do that. Let's get my LG light hitbox. LG light fall off node group, which if you're wondering, oh, they changed this a little bit so that it shows that a bit more. That helps a bit with the viewability of the node groups. But yeah, that's the internals. Oh, and I cannot edit these. Interesting. Interesting. Oh wait, do assets work now? That would be cool. So we have that, but something is feeling a bit off, right? Because I cannot multiply that. I need to multiply this. So we have that, but again, I want to make this special. So my idea is I will stretch this UV map so that here, like, blocks will go really, really fast, slow down when they hit the middle, and then go really, really fast at the end. So that it'll form the human shape. Yeah, let's go and try that out. Let's see, so how would I do that correctly? Well, I think a color ramp would be in order for this. So here I would just add in, I don't know, from there to there, I would make the gradient really, really low, like the difference between the two. Like here, 0.1, then here would be 0.9, and then, wait a minute, that's point, oh, that's not 0.5, ooh. Is that because it's perceptual? Oh, yeah, that explains a lot. Let's see, let's make that 0.1 so that it's the actual values and not the perceptual. Interesting. Yeah, I'll need to look into that. But then after that, we combine the X, Y, and Z to get a new UV map. And then let's go and let's try, what should we try out first? Maybe a checkered texture would be the best option here. And then also, let's go and add to the UV map using a vector map add. And then we'll use the scene. Nope, there is no scene time node in the shader editor. The shader editor is still a little bit behind in that regard. Let's do, yeah, frame divide by 24 so that it is the Regular time, let's use a vector math multiply. Just bring you into there, do that. Whoops, I am tripping over the keys. Oh god. Here we go. Hello to everyone in the chat. This is a live stream. I know it's been a long time, but, or not that long. It's only been, what, 2 weeks? But yeah, I've been going and doing a lot of very cool stuff, but it has been very, very tiring. See, so we can have that and we can see, okay. Let's go and move this around so that's more like this. So it's, yeah, this is what I was almost going for. Things will go very fast and then slow down. I don't want it to be like that. This is interesting because to make it slow down, I basically need to do the inverse of what you would think. Let's go and get a flow curve to show this off. So to slow it down in the middle, you would think that would be like, oh, just do that and that. But unfortunately, that's the exact opposite because it would make the gradient way too fast there because the change is very minimal, which makes it look like that. So I would have to do something like this, which actually isn't too bad. Maybe I should just go and use this instead. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I can always go and edit that, but that's a better way of viewing it. Okay, so after the speed, we'll keep the same. We'll just go and do that. Whoa. New mouse. New mouse. It's having a whale of a time. Okay, let's go and add in another vector math multiply. There we go. Connect that to there. 1, 1. And then we can go and make it stretch a bit more on that part. And then go down there. Okay. Maybe a good amount faster. It would be like that. Okay. So how do I mix the gradients and make them work very, very well? Well, let's make the checker texture more like that. We can go and not vector math add, just do a math add, plug that into there, or maybe a linear light would be good. Let's see. Let's go and do a map range would be in order here. Let's go and bring this to here. Going to make this so that's basically a linear light without actually being a linear light and only being float values. Let's bring that over to there. Bring this over to here so we can see that this is happening. So we're adding those two together, but I want it to be more like... Well, that's an interesting effect. Not what I'm going for whatsoever. But interesting nonetheless. We go and make this multiply even more and then bring this into here. Huh. Yeah, not what's intended, but you can see the effect is somewhat working. And if we do that... Yeah, no, not quite what I'm going for. Maybe a noise texture instead. So turn off normalize, plug it into there, that should work. Oh, also, wait. Object info so that we can get a random ID to offset the UV map. Should I do that before? Yeah, let's do that before. So that all these will be randomized even if I switch them out. Let's go and use a regular float multiply. Yes, things have been busy. There are still bug reports I need to make for Blender 5.0 that I have not had time to do. Which makes me wonder, actually. Let's go into the, let me save this, into the compositing tab, go into here, and check if the film grain actually works in the viewport. Because I don't believe this does. So compositor, always. Oh, they fixed it. Huh. Cool. How about that? Before there was a float point precision error where like it would send the textures like into like 1000 or above that, where they would just turn up black just because it was way too far. Yeah, it looks like that is now fixed, which is very, very nice. Let's do this. Okay, we're starting to see the vision. Oh, and also I need to get the other gradient as well. See, kind of maybe see the vision. The vision is very blurry at this time, but let's fix it. So we just need another one of you, which I could ping pong you, but let's just use a maximum. Wait a minute, is this all... Okay, it's linear. Ah, okay, so that does not change when you switch it between... Oh yeah, no, that all makes sense. Let's use... Maximum, minimum, or multiply. Actually, let's just use a multiply. That should be okay. Here we go. So if we have all that, put that into a nice frame. You too. You should see... Okay, it's more like that. I should probably go and turn off the film grain. And also, we want to switch you to Aces. 2.0, why not? Or 1.3? No, it's basically the same. Well, no, actually, no. At higher values, it's definitely not. Let's go and add in Bloom. Oh, shouldn't Bloom be a, Bloom probably isn't an asset just because it's one node. Yeah. Oh, but it would be nice just to go drag and drop it just like the old days, even though, well, before it was a checkbox. Yeah, here we have that. Okay, so the vision, it will come together. Trust me. Trust me on that. But I think we need to just speed it up a lot. Maybe about that, and then stretch it a lot. So that's more like this. And then maybe we minimize the effect this has on there, 0.25. Reel in the map range. Ah, there we go. See, the vision works. It was just a little bit blurry at the beginning there. Also, always turn off temporal reprojection. It is very rarely good. Let's turn you to be smoother step, because that usually helps with all this. Let's delete you and you, just bring you over to here. So, yeah, the form is there. Let's go and make this even skinnier. I don't know. Maybe 0.1, then dial it in. It's all a matter of, like, how much we want it to actually fit the form of our character here. It's okay. Let's see. It is okay. Did the background change? Because it was usually a little bit brighter than that. Anyway, let's just go and deal with you. Okay, so that's fine. But I kind of want to... I want to change a few things about this, and I wonder if it'll work. So I'm going to go into geometry nodes. I'm going to... Well, now we just need geometry nodes to store one piece of data. We're just going to use an integer, and let's go and get the mesh island. And we'll just get the index and plug this into here so that I can, let's see, MID for mesh ID, or yeah, that's fine. And then we'll have 3 planes because I want to try iridescence. So 0 will be red, 1 will be green, and 2 will be blue. Let's go and see if we can make this work. So we can also make that influence the seed value for all this, or offset it by... Oh, that's what I was worried about. Let's go into you and then realize the instances. There we go. Ah, dang it. Looks like we need to store that random value. Named attribute, random, and then just make it a random value. There we go. Now we can access that in the shader editor. Also, oh, that's probably another reason why this isn't working the way I want. It's way too big. Let's go and shrink that by half, and then we can make the gradients a little bit nicer. So let's go to shader editor on you. It's still lagging quite a bit. Alpha layers. Eevee next, or just Eevee at this point. It does not like overdraw. Attributes. My camera, my microphone is right in the way of the stuff, my chat, so I haven't been reading that. I need to find a good place for that. I need a new microphone as well. This one has been giving me some trouble recently. That needs to just be, nope, instancer is the way to go. Control H, bring you up to here, down to there. So we have, huh? Oh no, wait, it needs to be geometry. Because again, these are realized instances. Running as intended. So we have all of that, and these are still separated, so I can do the RGB part here. Maybe I need to add in a, I don't know, let's go and get an attribute, and let's get MID for mesh ID. Then we'll use a couple compare nodes. Because equal ones don't really exist. Again, the shader editor is a bit out of step compared to old geometry nodes. But it looks like those will be combined fairly soon. Or actually, I could just use a combine XYZ node. So we just have, if it's equal to 1, we have that. If it's equal to 2, we have that. So in theory, oh, that's a problem too. 5, there we go. So, and then you, well, okay, well, yeah, we do need 3 actually. Any other way to do this that would be better? Because we don't have the index switch in the shader. Or do we? Index, menu. Ah, we do have a menu switch. Okay. But that is not helpful in this case. Oh, come on, buddy. Work with me here. Here we go. Let's go and put you into here. So now we have this contributing to our nice iridescence, which is quite nice, if I do say so myself. A little laggy, just because, again, Eevee does not like tons of overdraw. Oh, but that is intriguing, and we haven't even changed anything major yet. Let's just go and collapse all of these. There's probably a better way of doing this, right? My brain cannot think of one at the moment. Yeah, let's just bring that over to there, you over to here. Now let's use our MID, or mid, to offset the time, which, let's just delete you, bring you into here. Here we go, so, oh, so you were the one who wasn't attached. Yeah, there we go, so we can use this to offset the time. Maybe this will help the iridescence. I had a project a while ago that I wanted to, oh, Christmas colors. Not quite the season for that just yet, but, okay, not bad. Whoa. That is new. I haven't had gradients quite like that before. Well, let's go and pull on this string. Make it a little bit better. Very cool. I did want them to, like, compress as they got to there. Is this, let me read the chat. Let's see. Long-time admirer, first-time watcher. Hello! Oh, funny to catch the stream, as it is the most out of sync they have been in a while. But welcome to the stream. I hope you all enjoy. Let's see. Windows finally died on me. I'm now a Linux user. Blender works well, so that's good. Yeah, Linux sounds quite good these days. Even, well, whenever I see people, well, Windows is too convenient for me to switch to Linux at this time. I hope that changes in the future because, well, open source is better than getting another version of Windows Copilot. But yeah, the switch has not been convenient enough for me just yet. This is interesting. Why is it so blurry? Let's see, let me double check this. We have you, that's doing that. Then we have you, which is, yeah, doing that, and then we have that. So is it just the strength doing that? Potentially. Actually, probably. Because I don't want it, well, it feels blurry, which I really want to change. So if I were to go and do that, maybe I need to make the color lean to one side or another. So let's use a mix, set it to be color, make this a multiply or a color. I think at this rate it would probably be the same. So we can make it lean over to one side or another. Now I want this to be better. How do I make it actually better? Let's copy you and bring this over to here. Let's automate the iridescence setup. So here I'm going to duplicate elements. And in this case it'll be an instance. We'll convert this to instance. Geometry to instance. Have 3 duplicates, do that over here. Switch this to be instance. Realize it, so now the automation of that is perfect. Though I do need to offset our instances by a wee bit. So let's go and use a nice set position node, which automatically goes into the instance domain, if that is there. That's the thing about the set position node. There is a lot of... there's automatic context-based changes based on a lot of that. That's on the instance domain, but that should work just fine, right? Why did you stop working? Because the instances are realized, yeah. I'm a bit worried that... Ew, that's probably one reason why. Nope, that is not the reason why. We have 1, 2, 3. Oh no, because I put in the... Yeah. I forgot to reset that. There we go. So we have you. Well, I want to make it so that I want this to be a bit more wacky. Let's go and bring you over to here. Oh, I'll need to randomize this too. Okay, it'll work. Actually, no, we're not going to use the hair curves, even though those may be a bit better. Let's see. You can also try the portal node to simulate light reflection inside of it. Portal. Oh, the ray portal node. Wait, that doesn't work in Eevee, right? At least not in 5.0. That would be interesting. Ooh. That's cool. Not quite what I'm going for, but a cool kind of glitch effect. Actually, maybe it is what I'm going for, but I just need to change it up a bit. There, like we could... oh no, overdraw. Tons of overdraw. Let's go and eliminate the overdraw this time. Let's just go and make these as skinny as possible. That doesn't look great. We can make these... Actually, wait. Okay, so the problem here... Let's go and fix the overdraw problem. The issue is that... Yeah, we set this to be 0. We can see that on the individual one here, it's like, oh, barely anything's happening. But over here, it's like, oh, yeah, no, all of heaven broke loose, I guess. S.5. So that's a bit better. Let's make it a little bit wider. And then we can go and make you... Which axis are you on? Let's go and make you 0.02. That is the wrong one. We want you to be 0.2. There we go. Okay. So if we go and turn up the noise level, again, it makes the form a bit more chaotic, less readable, which we may want in some cases. I think we may need to use... I was hoping to avoid this, but... What do we do? Oh, wait. 1 second, everyone. I could just use the UV map and noise to use GPU displacement. I keep forgetting with Eevee next we can use GPU displacement because, again, I haven't used Eevee Next until Blender 4.5, seriously. So now we could just do that and then use you to offset this. So if we just go and scale this, though I should probably scale it by this gradient over here. Yeah, let's just use ping pong. Maybe I should have done a ping pong over there. I know, let's switch this around. So ping pong these two and then multiply them together. And then multiply them by 2. Nope. This one right here, this one right here. Now we can have this nice and compact. This is for the middle gradients. multiply, put this into here. So it should be basically the same as the other one because we didn't do any like smoother stepping or anything like that. Map range, plug you into here, and then we can, yeah, scale you however we want. So let's make it so that at the ends it'll be a lot, set it to be smoother step. So if we plug this into here, we'll be using displacement. And since Eevee Next only has displacement and bump, not displacement only, which we do need displacement only, that is very necessary because we don't always want to just do, oh god, what have I done? Well, we could fix it. We can fix it. All right, it needs like real G. Oh goodness. Okay, let's go and change this so we can use separate X, Y, Z. Yeah, just regular add. We want this on the y-axis, I believe. So we just plug you into there. We don't need you anymore. Oh yeah, eliminating nodes. We love to see it. Let's bring this over to here, this over to there, that over to there. So that should be fine. It does annoy me a little bit that that part is happening. So let's go and eliminate those as well. Just put everything inside of one node frame. And that should be good. So here we can see that has all the joy been eliminated? Did something go wrong over here? No, that's fine. Maybe the gradient here did change a bit because of my meddling. Here, let's just go and reel it in a bit. Okay, that's back to normal. I'm not liking the colors though. They don't feel great. Let's go and make this lean over to, let's see. No, I don't think I can make it lean over properly. No, I should be able to. Maybe I need to make it Fresnel based? Like, that is cool. Again, not what I want, but it is cool. Maybe throw in a couple of subdivisions, but need to be very wary of doing that too much. Though, yeah, no, that seems to be... Here, let's go and reduce it. Not what I desire. Let's go and turn this down by a lot. Maybe set it to be 0.25. Let's be 0.5. Ah, okay, this is a bit more of what I was going for. Making it so that there are many different paths going around, but then they converge at different points. Let's make sure the multiply is up to par. Okay, it's good. Maybe linear, though I may regret that. It's okay, but it's not great yet, and I want to make it great. Simple, bring it up. No, something's wrong. Let's try a linear again. Maybe I need to make it so that the gradient inverts once it goes over 0.5. So let's use a greater than and then into a... Nope, there's no switch node, so we need to use a mix. Greater than 0.5, and I could just do that. No, let's just use this. It'll be simpler than doing everything else. Multiply, and we're getting some node spaghetti here. We love to see it. Bring it up to there, and we should be good. Okay. Okay. That's a bit more of what I wanted. Something really nice and crazy. Though, something is still off. What is wrong with it? Like, the iridescence is okay, but it doesn't feel right. Maybe I need to turn update. Nope, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. Yeah, that's something. Maybe not something I want. And then there, yeah, maybe it just needs to be monochromatic. Oh. Maybe that can work. But that does not. 0.1. Maybe a little bit of that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need to make this a lot less impactful. Maybe like that, maybe like that. Make it a little bit slower, but not too slow. No, I think I just need to not use that. The iridescence could have been cool. For some reason, it's just not. Colors don't. Yeah, no, the colors are not looking right. Do we need to go to Filmic? No, something's just not right. That's better. Okay, maybe the roughness was what was making it not feel good. 0.5. No, let's keep that at 1. Also, let's put you to 1 as well so that we don't need to worry about stuff like that. Set you to be 5 to get back to where we were. Maybe like that. I don't know. Something still feels off. Oh, that's a bit better. That is quite a bit better. Is this Blender 5.0? Yes, it is. It is not a custom build. Where do you get the LG Light Fall Off node from? I made it myself. Probably like 4 years ago at this point. 3 or 4 years ago. I made it once, never looked back. This node group has been used... Oh yeah, no, I can say this. This node group was used in Sonic 3. It's just, like, the math is not great. Like, minimum logarithm in that... It's not great, but it does work. But yeah, I made it a long time ago, and it just works. So I haven't replaced it. If anyone knows a better way of doing it, let me know. But I have, it's been quite good. If we go and turn this down to basically 0, we can see that that's the current gradient as it stands. Not exactly the biggest fan of that. Oh god. Let's go and do this. So here we have, looks like a ton of wisps forming a human form. But the problem is, let's go and collapse all that. Let's see. Well, that looks cool, but make it go wacko mode. Makes it so that they eclipse the form here. I think we need more width. Oh yeah, that looks a bit better. YouTube compression is probably loving this. So let's go and try to make it a bit more cohesive. So let's go and bring you up. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh, wait a minute. What if I just used dithering for the color? Dither the time. So using white noise. Would it be better if I used 2-dimensional or 1-dimensional white noise? I'll try 1-dimensional and then plug this into there. So here we'll see that if I set this to 1, we get a kind of, oh, that's why, because that's frame divided by 24. Let's go and set that to divide and make that just hashtag frame, so that this will put it only 1 frame off. So as we manipulate this, we'll get a pseudo motion blur effect. Which I guess, yeah, no, it is 1 frame of motion blur. If we turn this off, we'll see that the effects are a bit harsher, and if we turn it up, we get much more gradual effects. We need to play with this very carefully, as things can go bad very fast. Color ramp, let's go color, wait, what? Color ramp. That's not how you spell color. Color ramp, there we go. Let's go and plug you into there. So here we will see that as I change this, we can get like pseudo iridescence going if I do it right. But it is much more art directable. We can have it be, you know, not total iridescence, but, you know, kind of. Just kind of colored motion blur in a sense. I guess in this case we don't even really... No, actually we do need that in this case. Unless I wanted to offset, make another noise texture, offset it a bit, and then compare it. But I think it's fine. Yeah, let's go and have a middle gradient right here. Set it to be almost pure white. Set this to be hue saturation value. Clockwise, counterclockwise. Bar. Yeah, Again, this is supposed to be a bit more stylized. I just don't think iridescence is going to work on this project. A bit unfortunate, but I guess it cleans up some of the nodes for us. Yeah. We have that. Which one do we think looks best? I am quite particular to those. Even though red does look quite good. Dark and moody. Green, depending on which green, gives a kind of like plant vines. Oh, I do quite like that one. I do quite like that one. Quite a bit. And there, it makes it a bit too fast. Maybe we can reel it in. Ugh. Aura loss. Is that it just becomes a spaghetti web. But this is what I mean about, like, I want them to slow down when they reach the center. So I need to make it more like that. So that, yeah, it's really fast and then it slows down a lot once it gets there. Something is still quite off. Is it the noise scale? Ooh. I think the issue is that it's not reading as the same thing here. Yeah. So let's go and go back in time a bit. Do like this, and I could use the color ramp to change the hue as it gets brighter, because that is what you're supposed to do. Color, or hue saturation value? Why does it keep going to that? Okay. Well, let's go to hue saturation and value so that we can bring you over to here. Maybe I should dial it in more. But here we can change this to make it different. Hues, like if we want it to appear brighter without actually getting brighter, we could do that. But no, that's not working all too well. Yeah, no, a color ramp would be the way to go. Color ramp. Okay, so when I do color like this, it's choosing combine color now instead of color ramp. That, wait, if I just did that, color ramp. Is it preferring it because I accidentally clicked that first? Probably. Okay, so let's bring you over to here and then you over to maybe a bit, no, that's not looking good. Maybe I need to do it beforehand. It's not looking good either. Gradients are supposed to look better than this. Ooh, this gradient might work. Maybe. Let's change this to be hue saturation value. Ah, yes. Close, but not... I think it's because the values are a bit too clamped this time around. So let me go and make them a bit more flexible. It's all right. It's okay. But it could be a bit better. Like this gradient, I feel like it can almost work. Make that between there and there. Like we're getting those greens, but we're also getting the kind of deep vine-like blue. We change that to be that. No, this one's very woodland, and I do like that. If we go and change the scale to be even wider, no, that doesn't work. We make it more like that. Turns into that. Which might be okay. But if I actually, wait, if I scale this to pretty much 0, 1, here we see what it would be like normally with just the noise. And I think this shows the issue with this. Again, the noise is like that. This is using pretty much GPU displacement, which is working better than I expected. Again, the shader recompilation is much nicer now, which is always appreciated. Yeah, I like the effect, but it could be better. Let's see. Are you planning on making the plane's face view on the z-axis? I could do that, but it would be a hassle. That's why I was thinking about using the hair curves option, because unfortunately in Blender, you can't just add in, actually, no, you can. But with the hair objects, you can see they have this, right, it always binds to another object, which is, I wish these could be independent. They can be, but they just, when you add them in, they like to bind to that. But with these objects, when you add in a curve, which I can add in a curve, right? Yes. They automatically render. In this case, well, let me go and change the curve rendering to be strip. It's here. As we can see, now that the rendering is actually okay. In, was it 4.5 or 5.0 that they fixed curve rendering? In the viewport and Eevee. They actually have thickness, and they try to not pinch, as we can see here. Even though I'm trying really hard, it's trying to remain solvent. Solvent? But here we can see that this is an actual tube that's there. Only half a tube to save on resources, which is really smart. Maybe that's backface culling. Nope, that is actually half a tube. But yeah, with all that, it makes it very efficient. The only issue is that I don't think we can get the UVs for this tube. If we get this. Wait, no. Curve info. We get the strand, the thickness, the normal. Yeah, we don't get a cross gradient, so I can't use this for all of that. But even though technically it should be possible either way, because you can get half the tube part. Well, no, well, at least getting that would be okay, but it would be too dependent on which viewing thing the user is having. All right. So again, beyond that, we have this right here, and we can see that we can see that the original geometry is just this, which is really funny compared to the GPU displacement, which means that we can make this. What did I just remember this now? We can offset this noise texture over time. So we can make this really, really wacky. Let me go and copy that. Right, the hashtag frame driver does not copy over, which is why the scene time node cannot come soon enough. Let me go and bring this over to here. Let's go and bring this over to there. Collapse that. Use a regular divide. I could make this two-dimensional noise, but we kind of... Oh, God. That is a very interesting pattern. Not great. Let's make it to be 2 dimensions. Combine X, Y, Z. Just plug you into there. I am not loving this. It's okay, but it could be so much better. Actually, now that I mention it to myself, overdraw is not really an issue. GPU displacement for the win. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Though, if we... Yeah, I think we just need to forget about animating that part. Cool, cool, cool. Again, with it being animated, yeah, no, it just didn't feel right. Just doesn't. Turning up the detail makes it all like that could be a fever dream monster, but I don't think that's what I'm going for. Like that yeah, no, that is since it vaguely forms a human shape, and I can't dial that in again still. Oh. How about that? If I set that to be 0.1 and then dialed it in from there. And then we're just kind of losing what made this special. But again, that is interesting. Will this work on any object? In theory, the only downside, which is solvable, is that if this was a moving object, which oh god, way too many polygons right there. Actually, whoa, that many, whoa, yeah, no, that is way too many. I am going to reduce the subdivision count because we do not need that many on the other axis. Okay, let's go and reduce you down to 3. You should still be okay, maybe down to 2. If this is on a moving object, some will appear or disappear because we don't have scatter on surface with temporal, or not temporal, that is consistent on deforming geometry. Now I have made that before as a node group. But yeah, oh, this could have been a good Halloween post. Only I thought about it a bit earlier. Yeah. We can see here. Wait a minute. Is this still always intersecting the middle? Oh no, it always is. Okay. Mathematically, it is guaranteed to always center in the middle, so that is a very interesting look right there. Yeah, it is an interesting look. Even, the node spaghetti here, I highly dislike. It's supposed to be perfect, not spaghetti. That is interesting. It's not like filtering in and then filtering out. No, it is kind of. We are at 47 minutes. Oh, wow. I thought we were only like not 25, more like 30 minutes in. Oh, but that works. Something feels a little bit off with this, but I am having a hard time pinpointing it. Let me try to change the color spaces. Oh, that is a very dramatic difference. Whoa, that is an extremely dramatic difference. AGX? Aces can give a very contrasty result. Maybe a bit too contrasty. But the colors are a bit more harmonic. You just feel a little bit better. Almost feels like a dream. Let me change a few things. Let's see, what else can I do? There's cool stuff on the Blender 5.1 horizon, which I won't be getting into that until Blender 5.0 releases. Because I don't want to, like, not overshadow, but just get caught on the next new shiny thing. I have plans for Blender 5.0 that are already in the works. And they should be allowed in the development cycle. I'm pretty sure they'll make it. Yeah, I wanted that to be below, so it would be more like, there we go. I do kind of like the square nodes. I was a bit, like, not super iffy on it, but I was just like, oh, okay, that's a change. But I do like how, you know, nice and evenly spaced they are now. Feel a bit more organized. Yeah, we have all that. I could still try the iridescence. Let's give it a shot. Maybe it'll work. I went wrong? Or maybe it is working. RGB? Yep, okay, that is working. Okay, yeah, it's just the, right, I forgot to do the time offset once more. Add, multiply. So this is using, instead of the dithering approach, we just have like 3 noise textures, just using different meshes to display them. So it is 3 times more expensive, but it is cool. It's all right. And are we still in, we're still in aces. Like the iridescence is okay, but it's not great. Color mixing just doesn't feel right. Why not? Like in that part, oh, that, my brain likes that. Maybe 0.25? Maybe not that much. My brain does like that quite a bit. We can go and up the noise. Wait a minute, why are you... Oh, I think it breaks containment. Well, that's also interesting. Maybe I just need to... Oh. That is something, isn't it? What if I also did the same thing for the displacement? Because I could do that. Oh, what if I did do that? If I just offset this time. Portal nodes would be useful. But in this case, this is offsetting everything per frame. So here, the kind of chromatic aberration is... Let's add it to both. So that it'll almost perfectly match. So yeah, here, all this is delayed by 1 frame. Oh, that is interesting. Playing with time. Interesting pastime. So here it's like that, and also, yeah, no, it's using the same value. So it's a trail. If I were to, okay, we have around 8 minutes left. An interesting result, but I am a bit confused why the color mixing is not working the way I intend. My PC, let me read the chat. Let's see. Any plans to share those shader node groups you made in Gumroad, like the everyday GeoNode packs you have? Us less math inclined folks would have lots of fun with the pack of toys like that. Yeah, I did have a Gumroad asset that had this included, and it might still be up on my Gumroad page, but it was a very old shader pack, and I think that one might have been paid. In this case, it's only a few notes. Copying it would be okay. Yeah, I shouldn't really. I've been neglecting Gumroad and all that. I've been just having too much fun in real life. That is a cool effect. But the colors just aren't right. Something's wrong with it. Now that looks okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give up on the iridescence. Well, it was cool, it's just not cool enough. Control X. Cool, but not cool enough. My standards. We have that, but we could make it even better. Ooh, that's a nice gradient. Now with you, okay. Bit too apparent right there, which, yeah, let's reduce the node count. But yeah, is it possible to have the speed determine the color? I guess so, because the speed is just the middle of the gradient. So I could make it so that they change hue depending on if they're in the middle of the gradient or not. Which means, yeah, no, let's go and give it a try. Whoops, need the ping pong. So here, it's like the ones that are fast. A minute. Yeah, it should be... The ones in the middle are red. The ones on the outside are purple. So once they get into the middle, they change to that hue. And it should be guaranteed. So I guess in theory, this is a distance to original point, I guess? Oh no, that's the middle gradient. Ooh, that looks very cool. It should be that one. Yeah, there we go. And it needs to be the ping pong. There we go. So now, ones that are close to the center, which close, again, since this is ping pong to 0.5, 0.5 is the middle of the gradients. So here, we can just make this whatever we want, and then it'll all just go. Let's go and turn up that part. But yeah, it does work. Ooh, some of these gradients are not great. I think it's because, yeah. Ooh, yeah, no, that does not look good. Yeah, no, something about this project just doesn't feel right. I don't know what. It doesn't feel right. Like maybe it's the colors, maybe it's this part. No, it's not that part. That part was keeping it alive. You know, but something is just off about it. Let's pause this and then change no, that's that part of the gradient. See, this is the middle part, which maybe I should have flipped it, so that's the other way around. Wait, one? That... Oh, why did I select the wrong one again? So if we just have that... Then we have... Zero divergence in that, or... Not divergence, you know what I mean. Oh, and some of these are in sync. Okay, wait, that's a problem. Okay, let's reverse some of these changes. So that's a little more like that. Let's go and chop you out, make you just a nice singular gradient. The green looks nice. It's kind of like grass. I like grass. And then here we need to make this so that it is, yeah, the random value, we need to make it so that it is not an even or whole number. So that the phases of the noise do not go in sync with that. I should probably do the same thing over here. Even though 300 might be a bit much. I just need to make sure that none of the phases are in sync. So now it should be a bit better. No, I still dislike... Let's make this like 200. So that there's a little bit of evolution, but not a lot. How about... Maybe it would be best if I controlled the middle gradient differently instead of combining them like this. Might be better. Let's also chop you out. I don't know. But this was a fun project. We are at an hour, so I will call the stream here. But yeah, nice little project. Using a little bit of geometry nodes and then basically everything else is shader nodes, which I enjoy. I think we... feels like something's... Oh yeah, no, that's a bit better. I am in a dark room, so apologies if just straight up you can't see what's going on the monitor, on the display. But yeah, let's go and... No, that is... Oh, that's cool though. Not what I want, because you cannot see the human part whatsoever. I think that's a good middle ground. Even though I think if you were to show this to someone, they would not be able to tell that it was a human. So maybe that needs to be dialed in a little bit more. A bit better, yeah. What if I were to rotate this? Oh. Oh, wait. That's just better. Or is it? I think we're gonna have to live with that one. Okay. So that's good enough. Okay, so I got a problem with your Gumroad and your short stylized colorful fire shader. You said the short says it's on Gumroad. I don't think I ever put that one up on Gumroad. I think in the description, I'll need to check that again because it has been probably over a year. But I think it was just like other Gumroad projects, because I don't think I ever put that one up on Gumroad. I could be wrong. But yeah, that one, it's just a gradient with a cool color ramp. So yeah, it's not that special. It just had a cool color ramp in there. Let's see. How was your experience working on the Sonic movie? There was a range. I really enjoyed the movie. Oh, I'm glad. But yeah, no, it was very fun working on it. And wait, I need to check something really quick. Okay. I just had to check this online. Sonic 4 is coming out on March 19th, 2027. So I hope you're all ready for that. Wait, where did they get that number? That's like 2 years from now. How do they know that soon? Oh. Well, anyway. Yeah, 2027. See you then. Let's see. Alright, so I guess this is the project. So a regular duration, what? We have 31 people here. That is amazing. This stream is not worthy of 31 people, but I'll take it. Yeah, we'll be back to geometry node stuff soon, I guess. But I have been extremely busy. And let's see. And also, right now it's the Blender 5.0 beta. So they're working on bug fixes, and then the release should be on the 11th. So we should have like 9 days left until Blender 5.0 comes out. And then I'll be making some stuff for Blender 5.1. So we'll see about that. No, I guess it's the end of the stream. I could show this because I got a little bit of time left. So let's save this project. So, okay. Now this, keep in mind, this is going to be a custom build. I'm just prefacing this. I didn't want to showcase this early because it was just a test. Should I even show this yet? Let's give it a shot, and we'll see what's happening. So again, this is a custom branch. You'll see it in a second. That Jacques is working on. There's no guarantee that this will be in 5.1. Absolutely no guarantee. Okay, so let's see. Because the one reason I wouldn't want to showcase this is that some people are a little too overzealous when it comes to looking at custom branches and thinking that they'll be merged into main. I would say until it's like the devs say it's going to be merged into main, there is no guarantee whatsoever. But yeah, an expression node. Now there have been quite a few PRs for this in the past, but Jacques made one himself, so there is a above average chance that this might make it, but there's still no guarantee. So it's an expression. There could be multiple expressions in here that outputs different stuff. So you input a string like, oh, a plus b times 2 divided by 3, and it would take our inputs in here and output a vector. So let's go and get some vectors, or actually we can use a noise texture. Actually, do conversions work? Oh, and it automatically made it C. I want this to auto-convert into a vector, and then we'll make this one A. So we'll have A here, and then let's go and use a, I don't know, combine XYZ node, because we don't have vector inputs in the shader editor, I don't think. Wait. Vector? Oh yeah, no, we don't have those constants. A plus B, So if we take a look at that, we get an error. Unknown variable B. Because we need to name this B. There we go. So here we can see that it is, you know, an expression. So this is good. Under the hood, this is converting this to nodes. So, or wait, I forget what it said, but like internally, it is using like the function, maybe not nodes, but like what the nodes use. I would have to look at that again. But just saves space and makes it easier to put in certain more mathy stuff. As we can see here, it works in the shader editor, which there's a string input in the shader editor. That is unheard of. But there is no string constant, so maybe that's looking into the future a bit more. But yeah, again, this is a custom branch. The chances of this being in 5.1 are very low. Just keep that in mind. But it is a cool thing to think about. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. There may be support for, wait, functions? Maybe? No. No matching functions. And okay, so that one's not implemented. So maybe in the future, but that's something very cool to look out for. Though there was something in the compositor, it can't have a string input, because it needs to be like hard-coded or something along those lines. Actually, do we have... Oh, we do not have string inputs in the... Wait. File output node. Oh, dang, we don't have... Oh. Wait a minute, I thought we had string inputs now in the compositor. Oh, I might have been very wrong about that. Group input? Wait, what sockets do we... Okay, no, we do have string inputs, but they can't go to the file name. Actually, to be honest, that's probably a really good thing, because that could get screwed up very easily. Okay, it's been a while since I've been in 5.0 and 5.1 and all that. But yeah, we probably won't be able to have that in there, but it'll be fine. Even though having this with node groups would be very nice, but apparently that's a technical limitation. But yeah, in the shader editor, we would be able to have that. In the GeoNode editor, we probably would be able to have that as well, and all that fun stuff. So again, the GeoNode editor, expression. So if this does make it, which is a big if, would be interesting. And also having multiple expressions doing the same thing. That's pretty powerful. Just having tons of inputs and then the do everything node. I guess almost like Houdini. But yeah, someone mentioned like having like multi-line inputs, which could be cool. Like the string, having like an option to make this bigger would be nice instead of just like making it really long isn't bad. Oh, there is a length limit. But yeah, having an option to make this nice and big might be useful. Though here, I don't think that's the best idea, though you could just connect that there and it will be fine. Or just, you know, Control V from VS Code or something like that. But yep. And also, like, strings are supported. And I forgot what the condition for this is, but you may be able to format strings and do stuff with that, which would be very interesting. Yeah, matrices as well, which could be very cool. I don't know. I know you can like input a vector. We're over to, we'll do a little bit more. So if we go and get a vector, implement it right here, and then let's make this a float. So if we go and get, no, let's get the inputs again. v.x, this will give us v.x. So we can't extract parts from that. I don't know how matrix elements would be extracted. Would it be like, how would that happen? Maybe it's already supported, I don't know. Maybe it's, let's change this one to be a float. m.x x or x dot something? I don't know how that would work. So, no, would it be? Yeah, I don't think that's permitted at this time, but how would that happen? Yeah, inputs 0. And that one is inputs 4. So this is just like that, but that's Python. So we can't access all parts of the array. Yeah, so maybe, who knows, maybe that'll be possible in the future, just being able to grab certain elements of that. Because I know some people would really like to paste some matrix math into this and just have it do everything. It would be good. I do wonder if this will hit the node limit, because I forget if internally it does convert everything to nodes, or if it's like a sub-level. I would think that it wouldn't count to the node limit because... Wait, is the node limit visual, or... Is it a limitation of the display or under the hood? I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, that's a cool thing that might be in the future of Blender. Alright. Alright, I think that'll be everything for today. Thank you all for watching this little stream, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.